Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Felicia Lawrence. Scott has the night off tonight. Well, there's a renewed warning for parents about the importance of online safety after a horrifying case of child exploitation reaches Indiana. In our big story at 11, experts working with local police share some of the ways predators communicate with kids online. Plus, we look into the troubling number of children who end up in some form of online exploitation. But first, let's catch you up on what we know about this later cybercrime case. 24-year-old Demetrius Carl Davis was arrested in Sacramento, California Monday. He's accused of pretending to be a young girl online, grooming minors to perform graphic sexual acts.
What's particularly heinous about this is that this grooming led up to our suspect asking these children to perform sexual acts on their siblings, other relatives, and other kids that they know, and film it, and then send that video to our suspect.
We know it's hard to hear. So far, police know of at least 80 victims spanning the country, 11 of them here in Indiana. And investigators believe there are likely many more out there, including several overseas. Police are urging parents to make sure you know what your kids are doing online. But that's not always as easy as it seems. Tonight, Rachel Krause talked with an expert who works with state police about some of the safety hurdles facing kids and parents online.
Technology is not going to go away. We have to teach our kids how to use it.
Kathy Bledsoe's been talking to kids about cyber safety for more than a decade. First as a computer teacher, now as a youth educator with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force for ISP. She says kids are getting access to devices sooner, giving them more access to apps, sites, and contact with total strangers. And learning how to stay safe online starts with parents.
I'll talk to a group of kids about some of the dangers in some of the apps, and parents don't even realize some of the challenges that the kids are facing online. Codes like OD in some of the game sites doesn't mean overdose, it means online date. Predators are trying to date our children virtually in games and through games. So yeah, there's a lot that people don't know.
For parents, keep up on slang terms and emojis so you know what your kids are messaging others. And learn to use the apps and sites your kids do. And don't forget to use tracking settings to see what they're doing online. Help your kids to set strict privacy settings on their accounts, limiting location and data collection. And show them how to get help or stop a bad situation if something goes sour.
Okay, so you're putting yourself out there, someone said something to you, what do you do next? My suggestion is always block and report. But a lot of kids think, well, you know, it's no big deal, it's a joke. It's not a joke because eventually it becomes a problem.
Bledsoe says you don't need to focus on the apps or sites kids use specifically because risks can be almost anywhere. Instead, she says, focus on smart behaviors kids can learn early on, like no oversharing, posting inappropriate photos, or interacting with total strangers.
If we teach children how to behave online, how to present themselves online, how to use the few securities that are there for them, then we have a better chance of keeping them safe.
When you look at the number of kids exposed to online exploitation, it's truly staggering. The Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force estimates 1 in 6 kids between 9 and 17 have shared a nude image online. In 60% of online exploitation cases, the child knew the offender. 51% didn't report the incident to family or friends, and only 13% were reported to police. There are websites to report online exploitation like cybertip.org. There are also sites offering help for both victims and parents. We have the links to all of this information posted right now on WTHR.com.